Game Soup. This is a game design podcast where we throw ideas in a pot and see what's cooking. I'm Kayla. This is Chloe. How are we doing today?
I'm sick.
Yes,
I have
everyone's
been
favorite
full
ill
of cold
girl
all week,
podcast.
and yeah. No, I mean more so sick than my normal sort of sore all over. Like, I have been full of cold and coughing and have had to drop shifts at work. But I'm on the mend now. I went to the pharmacy and got some chesty cough stuff, and they were like, "You should go to a doctor." And I'm like, "I'm fine. I'm on the mend." It's like, "You should still go to a doctor." And it's like, "Shut up. I'm fine."
Are you planning to go to a doctor?
I mean, if
Shut
it
up,
keeps
you're
up for like
fine.
another week, maybe. But like, yeah, until then, I'm fine. You know.
I get you. I've just been like a bit fatigued, more maybe like a bit flared up. So I've also had a relatively quiet week. I was just looking back to be like, have I done anything fun worth talking? I've been playing lots of Hades 2, which is fun to do at the same time as working on something where like some of the theming eventually of Asphodel FC when I get more into writing a game is going to be like classical mythology. So some part of me is aware of like, yeah, I need to make sure I'm not just doing a Hades setting riff. I was thinking I might use the Roman names though, because the planets' names are often linked with the major arcana. That's not just for differentiation. It's just like the fact of like, oh well, death is linked with Pluto, the planet. So there's maybe a little fun element there if that's how the gods' names are used. But other than that, I've been chilling out, man.
Look, I was a
taking
Percy
it
Jackson
easy.
kid, so I'm
shocking.
I would end up making them all drink Diet Coke and whatever else. So
yeah, in this sort of like in the chill vibe recovery podcast episode, do you just want to go straight to random? Oh, I've been working on some Mech Critter stuff, doing some like layout, faction write-ups. I'm really enjoying the work I'm doing on this project. So I've been having fun with that, but also that's mainly been a bit in between other things. I've also started reading a book for research into Asphodel FC, just like about like the entire history of football. That seems interesting so far. It is written by a Tottenham fan, but I'm trying to go in with an open mind in spite of that.
See, not to be a not football girl, but I'm just like, okay, they're blue, I think.
Yes, though that's like their lily white is their thing. It's a thing where like some teams will get known as the blank color. Like there's the reds and the blues, and it's like lots of teams wear red and blue. They really managed to get in early on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have gone to a random word generator. Have you?
Oh, I'm a very good idea. Let me open it up. Yes, mine is nose.
I've got bark. So maybe this is a game about dogs.
Yeah, you turn into a dog. That's the game.
I was
Your
assuming
nose
more. Initially, my idea was some. Yeah, my initial idea was more some kind of like, dogs getting on adventures game. Like you're just dogs who talk to other dogs or stuff. And that's because I've been doing Mech Critter, so
playing as animal stuff. Like, I can't remember the name of any of them, but I've worked on a few, so that's where I'm at. No, I think
in my mind it was just like like dogs mildly different than like it's a different size animal compared to the very little animals, which I feel are often where you're playing as animals. But yeah, you pitch your transformation game.
Yeah, I mean, I think we just goes directly for the furry community with this one. We say you wake up one morning and you've been Franz Kafka'd into a dog, and maybe you have to go about your normal day where everyone just knows you are you are you, but you are still a dog. Can you still do your daily life as a dog? Or we do it a sort of you have to try to survive when you are you and you have your skills, but you are now a dog. I don't know.
So is this like a duet game? Or
Yeah, I think it's a GM and a player. Maybe you can do it with a group of like a family gets turned into dogs or something, but
see that feels like it changes the story so
I
much in
think
a weird way. It's one of those good
if
plots where
everyone's
I'm
turned
like,
into
yeah, this
dogs, then that's just the world. But yeah.
Why don't we swap this episode to being our quick bite format? So we keep one of these words and then reshuffle it for the next game. So do we want to keep nose or bark?
Yeah. Let's keep nose.
Okay. I will nose and sink. Why did you want to keep nose? Bark was clearly the better word.
You can just make a game about dogs or trees.
We didn't make a game about trees there. That was the advantage of bark. It had two meanings. We could use the other meaning. Nose always means nose. What is nose and sink?
It is a party game where you have to sync up what you knows. Do you get it?
Ooh, rough.
No, that's still dogs.
Maybe this is an undersea game.
An undersea game. Go on.
I feel like maybe it's an Atlantis game or like a going under the sea. I don't know. Well, I guess with nose in the mix, this needs to like sense, or your sense must have to be sort of something. Maybe it is some kind of investigation game, but what you're investigating is the existence of Atlantis.
Yeah, your 5 senses are your 5 stats, and you are like occult investigators trying to investigate Atlantis, and then we do expansions for, I don't know, the City of Gold, El Dorado, or Kathmandu, or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I get you. Okay, let's swap out nose. I'm done with nose.
Audience.
Sync and audience. So yeah, audience. I'm wondering, do we want to do sync in a different sense now? And we're back from a quick break. So my pitch for a game that I think was, I'm going to call it 4 stars but reads like a 5. It's the way Full Send works with you having to do like facing off against minor arcana, beating it, but also trying to beat each other to see who does the best against each obstacle. That's each night of doing your show. And then you kind of, you play this almost out independently and then a meeting up at a bar after talking about it. You do the same kind of like management stuff of how this is preserving your relationships off season when you're back trying to, like, I don't know, hold down a normal job or stuff. It's all that, and it really, I think, would capture the melodrama of being a stand-up comic, because it's like, you're not dying on a mountain using all of the games of that. And that was from our
feels
words.
Like it.
Yeah, it does feel like it. I'll tell you that much for free. That was from Sync and Audience. Which word do we want to keep?
Let's keep audience.
Okay.
Spin the Jenny. Oh god. Coma?
Coma audience. Jesus, Coma's a rough one.
It was that or Embryo, so...
I always feel Embryo might have done... No, let's pick Coma. I feel we go to, like, Dream Shit a lot, but also I do think Dream Shit is probably your best option with Coma.
No, I think this is a Psychodungeon adventure. What is it? Psycho Plumbers?
Psychodungeon is the name of the game, yes.
Yes, wherein you play psycho plumbers. I just know too much about your game, so I forget things about it, clearly. I think you get hired to go into somebody's coma space to try to wake them up. And it's like Inception.
Yeah, maybe this could just be some kind of like Psychodungeon adventure. A game I don't necessarily think needs adventures or entirely would benefit from them, because it would remove some of the collaborative nature of it. But if you were doing one, I'm like, yeah, I could see you doing like a person in a coma, kind of showing the far point of what happens if someone really doesn't get like a Psychodungeon care for
yeah.
So yeah, that would work. Do we have to stick with Coma?
I think we can spin up 2 new words, okay?
Okay. Sacrifice.
Mother.
Sacrifice or mother sacrifice. This is a game where you are playing as nuns. You know, there's a lot of games. Okay. There's one game I can think of where you play as monks. It's Nuns Time in the Sun.
Nuns in the Sun.
And sacrifice, I think it's sacrifice because, like, maybe it's just fucking a, you know, you're nuns, but it's unclear what religion you're nuns for. And you're a bit unsure on whether you're actually planning a sacrifice or whether you're just, like, weird Christians who could also be planning a sacrifice.
Are we doing a sacrifice or a church fete? Like,
it's a hidden role game where you're all playing as a nun, planning these things, but, like, well, not even entirely hidden role. At the start, you're all drafted cards of, like, regular nun, or you're in it for the human sacrifice game. But you, because you've all showed up maybe to some new nunnery or whatever, you're all trying to figure out, like, are you a sacrifice? Not like, oh, is there enough of us to do sacrifice, or do I need to keep this on the down low?
But of course you can't just say it or you get, like, excommunicated.
Yeah, like, you can't just go out and be like, I think a sacrifice would really hit the spot right now. You need to isolate, like,
of course, I mean, the body of Christ.
You need to catch each other alone and give sentences that would hint your allegiances one way or another. Yeah, that's the game. LARP? I don't know. I don't know enough about LARP to know how to go about creating a LARP. Have you ever LARPed?
I've never LARPed, but I just feel like the way you said, like, it's about catching people alone and, like, talking to them, I feel like, oh, we end up in a room together with Sister Michael, and I have to work out what sort of shit she's got going on. And actually, she's just got some childhood trauma. She's not actually, like... like, her opening gap... She doesn't necessarily know that there is sacrifice stuff going on in this game. I think you, like, pitch the game as, yeah, it's a game about nuns, and they're into relationships and whatever. But then a couple of, like the role cards are like, oh, you had... that you randomly deal out at the start of the game is, yeah, you were born into the faith, or you're a convert, or you're running away from home, or whatever. But then one of them is like, you are trying to sacrifice people to the devil.
Yeah, but I think there's like 3 of them, is the fact. I think there's a chance always that maybe the majority of you are down for this, and you just have to win the others around.
Oh, okay, you try
but
to
you don't know whether that's the case. It could be that only one of you got it, or it could be like half of you are on board. But yeah, I feel this could be some kind of card-based parlor LARP or whatever, based on my limited understanding of that medium. I say let's keep... Do you want to keep Mother or Sacrifice?
I think Sacrifice.
Okay.
So... Approve.
Sacrifice, approve. So this feels like it's some kind of bureaucracy style game, right?
Yeah. It's like, have you got all your papers in order? And, oh, I'm sorry, but we can't approve sacrifices to Asmodeus this weekend. It's a holy weekend for, the other gods, so...
This is an expansion for, like, the Sim Temple game we made or whatever. Where it's specifically about, like, yeah, you've got to get... It's all about, like, being, like, the fucking papers, please, for allowing human sacrifice. This may be just a solo game. That you use some kind of card pool and having to manage like a tableau of cards, figuring out which sacrifices are approved or not, and in the end figuring out whether the gods are pleased with you or whether you yourself end up as a sacrifice.
Yeah, I can see a world where it is like a Papers, Please video game, but like you are working in an ancient Greek temple or something.
Yeah, we figure out some way to make this like solo card based, and it is just called Sacrifice Approved.
Yeah.
So approved, I'll swap out Sacrifice.
And the box has a picture of Knuckles on it.
Ooh, this is a good word I just got, and I think this will probably be our last one for this Quick Bites episode. Paradox. Approved and paradox.
Approved paradox. I think it's like a sci-fi world-building game where you build your timeline of events to get to like this sci-fi dystopia, but like you have to put in a certain amount of like time travel bullshittery that made it to become whatever hellscape it is.
I like some. Yes and on this is I suddenly thought the idea of like, oh, when you said it like it's collaborative world building, what if it's a thing that like it is a time travel game, but it includes like none of the rules of how time travel works, and the first time anyone does a relevant thing, they get to like write that rule of time, but then that is just in play for how time travel works for the rest of this game. It's maybe kind of hopping across multiple periods. It's like the first time you cause a kind of bootstrap paradox, you're the one having to resolve whether that is or isn't possible and what happens with it. But then that's going to be in play for everyone else. Maybe you also only have a certain number of rules you can write, and then after you've used up the rules you write, you're at the whim of how other people write the rules around you.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I think that's fun. I like the idea maybe you come from a dystopia, you're trying to fix it.
You're trying to fix it, but you're inevitably making things worse, yeah.
Yeah, and in that time you're doing the thing of
you
like...
12 monkeys yourself, basically.
Yeah, you are... It's, I guess, a fact of, are you writing rules of time that are going to allow you to fix your dystopia, and how is that going to work? Is it going to be erasing you, or is it going to do... Or are you going to find some way to win it if you are writing the rules correctly? And you've all maybe got slightly different objectives with time travel. It's a bit 12 Monkeys, it's a bit Looper, it's a bit... what's one of those? And that's even a bit Terminator in some way, and like the conflicting rules of it. I think that could be fun. I think it would be a nightmare to write.
Oh god, yeah, but like,
it would also probably be a nightmare to write.
Do you think if you don't get it, then you're just not smart enough.
Do you think this has a GM?
I think it desperately wants a GM, but then I feel like it doesn't. I don't know, like it's shared GM sort of like.
I think it needs a GM,
stuff, but then it doesn't.
But also, I do feel like the GM's role is going to be a bit of a nightmare. I feel maybe it's like the GM's role is partly.
Yeah, my obtuse ass is like, no, we accidentally wrote the GM out of the timeline, so now you have to deal without one. They brought the snacks to the table. Do you not remember being those? Like.
I feel it's, maybe some kind of interesting thing is the fact that, like, the GM is running the game, but also rules of time are written by the players. But then they are the one keeping track of these rules and kind of allowing them to, like, really twist on the players. So it's a bit of an adversarial relationship, but, like, in a way you're kind of pitching the fact that, like, your time, your fate, you're the one who is kind of, like, twisting on this. You can still be, like, a fan of what the players are doing, but you're wanting them to kind of experience some comeuppance for sloppily written rules. I guess it's a funny thing where you twist the rules lawyering to the GM side of things.
Yeah, you got to kind of be like an evil genie. Like, yeah, you get what you want, but it's slightly fucked up, you know?
Yeah, I think maybe this wouldn't be such a nightmare to run. It would just be a bit of a very kind of atypical game. Do you have a name for this one? I feel like...
I feel like you could probably get away with just calling it, like, Paradox or something.
Or even, like, an incomplete guide to the rules to time travel. An incomplete rules of time travel.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Yeah, that's fun. This has been a Quick Bites episode, which might sound remarkably cohesive.
Thank you for listening
to Game Soup.